Grainmaker. Welcome, everyone, to the Grainmaker Wrestling Podcast, a Prairie Proud wrestling podcast covering everything from Winnipeg to worldwide. My name is Blair Pacheco. I hope you're doing well, having a great day, evening, weekend, whenever it is you're sitting down to listen to this. Now, as we're sitting down to record this is beginning of July. I have just been able to finish celebrating Canada Day, and my guest this week is getting primed, ready for I guess it's Independence Day, July 4th long weekend. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about wrestling and so much more. Joining me here on the podcast today, Spencer Scott. Spencer, how's it going?
What's up, man? I'm doing good, man. Thank you for having me. I'm excited. Excited to talk.
Now, I feel like I'm missing out because growing up, you'd always see like on movies and TV, like the big 4th of July celebrations, just like Thanksgiving always seemed like such a big deal. Is it a big deal for you?
Not like for me, like personally necessarily. Like if there's something going on, like I will, I'm always down for like some burgers and dogs and for some fireworks. Like I love 4th of July, but yeah, I mean, I could either take or leave whether or not I like do something extravagant. But I like it.
If you couldn't celebrate it, you're not missing out. But if there's something going on,
exactly. Like I've had years where I've done nothing for it, and I've had years where I've gone to like family outings or whatever. It's always a fun time.
Yeah, it always seems like, a good time because you always have like, your friends, your neighbors, all these people there. Like, I'm sure it's no different than a regular barbecue, but like just the thought of it's like 4th of July.
There's a little more like patriotism to it for what, everyone's got like their like America shorts and like people like will paint their face up and
hey, why not?
Hey, you know what? We can do it, that's why we celebrate it.
So, I mean, if like at barbecues, are you a burger guy? Are you going hot dogs? What's your sort of like, what do you set your eyes on?
I'll double fist. I'll go hot dog one hand, burger in another hand, 2 burgers, 2 hot dogs, whatever I can get my hands on. Because I'm like, if it's free and if it's being cooked, I'm eating it. So I'm not partial either.
Okay. That's the kind of hard-hitting questions we have here on the Grainmaker Wrestling Podcast. I want to know
if you were to ask a potato salad or macaroni salad in terms of like, sides, because you got to have the sides. You can't just have the burgers and dogs. I'm mac salad over potato salad.
100%.
100%.
Yes, I'm not a potato salad kind of guy, but macaroni salad, I could do that.
I know people. There's certain people who will put raisins in the potato salad. I don't know what we're doing with that. I think we lost the plot a little on the potato salad with that.
I don't know why this person woke up and chose chaos, but they certainly did.
It's the thing. It's real. I promise.
Now, I want to ask, and this is something I always like to ask everyone, because the starting point for like wrestling fandom is different for everyone. Where did you sort of kind of jump into it? What was your first like earliest memory of wrestling?
My first earliest memory was playing SmackDown Shut Your Mouth with my dad on like the PS2. That was the first time I like really remember like seeing wrestling ever. And then the earliest like DVD I remember having was No Mercy 2003. I always get a mix up, either 2002 or 3. It was like Brock Lesnar and The Undertaker and Hell in a Cell and Rey Mysterio and Edge like tag teaming. That was like my early, like I remember just watching that DVD on repeat all the time. And I was really young. I was probably like maybe like 5, 6, something like that. Like I wasn't old enough to really grasp what was happening, but I knew that like I couldn't look away from it, and it was something that I was like really drawn towards. That and I remember like having like getting handed down wrestlers, like the wrestling action figures and all that. I always had them. It took me a long time to figure out what they actually were, and then I would start seeing them on the TV, and then kind of putting everything together. But it kind of, I don't know, it was just kind of the universe kind of introduced it to me, or like just naturally. I didn't seek it out or anything. It just, as far as I can remember, wrestling's been kind of in my life.
I always think it's pretty cool when it's like a parent or grandparent that is the one that introduces you to it, because it's almost like you're you get that bond almost instantly of like, hey, we can share this together. Because it was the same with my grandparents. They would come visit or I'd go see them, and we'd watch VHS tapes of like WrestleMania 9, stuff like that. Like
Mhm.
it's a fun thing to have.
Exactly. Yeah. And like, especially like for like my parents now, like I know like it's crazy for them to see me doing it now. And like my dad like took me to like one of my first shows, and like I went to shows with my mom, and like those are a lot of like important childhood memories that you don't realize at the time, but like
Mhm.
looking back now, especially how like life has kind of turned out, it's just like it's very interesting.
Do you like your first show you went to? Was it like a
It
main
was
like
it
WWF or
was
indie?
it was it was a WWE ECW house show
Oh,
in I want to say like Manchester, New Hampshire or something
okay.
like that. Um the only thing I remember CM Punk was there. We had like front row tickets too. I don't know how that happened, but
Mhm.
we ended up there. I remember the Big Show and Sabu had like a tables match in the main event, and Stevie Richards was there. But that was my first like introduction to seeing wrestling live. Like it's a whole different game live.
Oh yeah, and I love the fact that it was a WWE ECW house
I
show.
know, yeah. Just in hindsight, it's kind of funny. But that's like I love ECW. Like I
Mhm.
love hardcore wrestling, and like seeing it as like kind of like my first show, even though it wasn't ECW of its prime necessarily, but I don't know. I think that kind of planted a little seed that like I liked a little bit more of like extreme kind of wrestling.
I guess growing up out east like that, I mean, ECW was much more, it was like huge in the East Coast. Like
Yeah,
obviously it was popular everywhere, but you really had like its footing, its founding out there. So I can see how the tie in there was, you get drawn to it a little bit more as well.
yeah, and like I was like fully raised on like WWE. Like I didn't know anything about like the indies or like even ECW like in the 90s. Like I didn't like I had to like go back and like do my research about it. And like I wish I knew about it because there was ECW in Philadelphia, there was Ring of Honor running in Massachusetts all the time. Like there was a ton of indies. Like I just never knew about it.
Mhm.
Um, I missed out
At least nowadays you can sort of catch up on some of the stuff you missed out on. Like it's
for
tough.
sure.
There's so much stuff out there, but like at least
It's
you have the
yeah,
opportunity.
yeah, for sure. I wish I got to. I wish I knew about it at the time. I would have. Who knows what
Yeah.
would have sparked that
Because
later.
I mean, I have a bad habit of going up on YouTube and I'll be like, oh, Mike Awesome, ECW. And I'll just watch the same videos over and over of him because, like, you just get that feeling of like what you liked growing up?
For sure. There's nothing like I do that pretty often. Like if I'm kind of like in a rut or like I need to to watch wrestling, not in the sense of like studying it and like
Mhm.
kind of trying to like understand it more, but more just like why I liked it in the first place. I think everyone kind of has their like comfort matches or like comfort wrestlers that they'll just like they can just put on and kind of zone out a little bit.
No, definitely. Was like that was your sort of your entry point, like going to that ECW WWE house show. Did you kind of check out at all from fandom, or did you stay with it after that?
There were times like growing up I would like kind of check in and out because I was also really into basketball. Like I put a lot of time and energy into basketball. I kind of stopped. I would stop periodically, but I stopped for a few years, kind of during like the Daniel Bryan, like WrestleMania 30, like the whole lead up to that. I missed a lot of that. I just like wasn't watching at the time, which kind of bums me out because like that was like an insane moment
Yeah.
at the time, and even still. But I've gone in and out. But overall, like I've always tried to like at least keep up with like what was generally going on. If there was anything that brought me back.
So, what was it that made you decide that this was something you wanted to do, that you wanted to get involved with wrestling?
So there was a lot that kind of went into it. I really had no real direction in my life that I was going. Let's see, I started in 2021, so I think I was like 22 maybe. Like I was starting, like I had moved out to the West Coast. I was trying to figure out, who I was and what I was going to do. Um, and right before COVID, I kind of I don't know, I kind of got the itch. I just got really back into wrestling, and it was really going to NXT Takeover Portland that really sparked my like desire to want to try it.
Mhm.
But I had no idea how you would even go about doing that. Like I didn't know about wrestling schools, or like I didn't think it was like something you could really do.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So after that show, I had the itch, so I started doing some research. I started looking up wrestling schools. At the time, there was West Coast Wrestling Connection in Salem. That's not around anymore. And then I know there were a few others. Dr. Cleaver had a school at one point. Um, and then COVID happened, so everything got shut down. I had inquired about West Coast Wrestling Connection, and I was planning on going there at some point, but like they shut down, so I
Yeah.
couldn't. Um, and then COVID happens. I kind of let it go for a little while. I just thought, like, like that was a fun idea. Maybe we'll see what happens. And then after COVID, I got an email from the guy who ran that school and said that Ricky Gibson was opening Oregon Pro Wrestling School. And I took a few months to kind of debate of whether or not I really want to do it, because I knew if I was going to do it, I was going to put everything into it, like all my
Mhm.
time, all my energy, all my focus, because I it wasn't something that I wanted to like just do for fun, or half-ass, or not. It just wouldn't be. I feel like I'd be selling myself short a little
Yeah.
bit. Um, and then the school opened in June. I didn't start until the start of September. I just I was a little nervous to start, and then I just you just got to make the decision of whether you're going to go for it or not. And I decided to go for it. And immediately, like the first session, like I fell in love. Like
Mhm.
the bumps and the rolls, like the rolls, I won't say that came naturally to me, but when I was a kid, I would do like parkour with my friends at the Y, and like like I was a fairly athletic person, so some of it came like a little more naturally because I've already been doing some of that. Um, but obviously, like the bumping and everything, like it was a reality check, a little bit, that like this is real, like this is what it is. And if you're gonna be fully committed to it, like you gotta just accept the bumps and bruises and pain, and fight through it, because eventually it's worth it. um that's kind of where it started, and then it just kept going every week, and then eventually a debut, and the rest is kind of history.
You mentioned, like the roles and stuff like that, and maybe that not coming naturally. Was there anything that you kind of took too quickly when it came to the training?
That I took too quickly.
Yeah.
um the I would say like the body control aspect of it, because wrestling is a lot of body control, like for yourself and for the person you're wrestling, right? Like we're not trying to kill each other.
Mhm.
You gotta be safe, at least in the confines of wrestling. But um a lot of like the flips and like flip bumping, and just like quick motions, and stop and go, like stuff like that, like that kind of stuff came easy to me. I had done sports, not easy, but like it came more natural,
Yeah.
because I've been doing sports most of my life. So I feel like a little part of me like kind of was always training for this, like my whole life, like in the back of my mind, but like it was never like a what I'm really training for. It's just like,
Yeah.
if I was a wrestler, this is what I would do.
You have to have that, just in case, because like if the opportunity ever arises, like it did, then you're ready for
Exactly.
it.
Exactly.
So I mean, you got there your first day. Was there a lot of people there? Do you remember for your intake, or was it a
There,
smaller class?
well, the school had just started, so it was like kind of small. There was maybe like 10 to 15 people there, if I remember. I know Zay was there. I know Amira was there. I know Naja was there. I think Jack Hammer was there too. Um, and then I know there were some other people there that I think Fidel Martinez might have been there, but uh, yeah, a lot of them stuck it out. A lot of the people that were there day one.
One of the like sort of reoccurring topics on here is like the incredible scene out in BC because like I
Mhm.
mean it's absolutely on fire and it has been for years, and I think it's almost it doesn't get said enough just how much like right below in the states of that Pacific Northwest how much they're killing it there as well. Like some of the names you just rattled off are like people who are traveling across the continent wrestling on a weekly basis.
For sure. Like a lot of us that came out of the school, especially like now and early on, even before like we had debuted, we wanted to, especially Ricky, like we all wanted to make sure that the school was like a legit place that was turning out really good wrestlers. That like we all wanted to represent the brand
Mhm.
basically in the best way that we could, and like like you just said, like I think we're doing pretty good.
Definitely, and it keeps just progressing more and more. I mean, there's some stuff we'll talk about a little bit later on, but it seems like every other week or every couple of weeks, either it's a promotion putting on a big show or somebody coming out there to wrestle. So it's great to see, especially as a fan. And that's what you want to see is the growth, especially in a time when people are talking about, like independent wrestling dying. Well, it's not. You just got to get out there and check it out.
Yeah, for sure, and it's really cool, especially because a lot of the people that I talked to that were around here, I'd say pre-COVID, pre-Oregon Pro, um, they say like they like to call it like a black hole, because like there was just not a lot going on. Not a lot of people were getting out, especially like Oregon. Seattle was still doing pretty good. It's from what it seemed like, but yeah, especially like just to see where our scene is right now. Like there's DOA, there's POW, there's Oregon Pro Wrestling now. We're all kind of in this thing together, trying to get the rest of the world to see what we're all really about. Because I think this scene out here in the Pacific Northwest, like Oregon, Washington, BC, like it's one of the best independent scenes in wrestling right now, and I think it just doesn't have enough eyes on it right
Mhm.
now. But the people that know, like they know how good it is out here.
Definitely. And I think for me as a fan, because I know I've talked to quite a few people from out in BC like that have been on the podcast. And it's great when I see some of those people like posting a flyer or an ad, being like, hey, I'm going to be wrestling down in Oregon or I'm going down to Seattle. It's their first time doing it. And it's like just seeing the growth there. And it's like, yeah, people are taking notice. So the fact that the scene is booming so much down in the states of the Pacific Northwest, like it's just increasing the opportunities for everyone around. So love to see it.
Exactly, that's the goal. Like we want to make this scene great, but also a lot of like the name of the game is to get out essentially.
Mhm.
You know, we want to build up this scene so that people want to come here and want to wrestle here, and they know that they're gonna have a good time when they wrestle here. And we want the same for ourselves. Like a lot of us want to get out to these other places, like like other states, other countries, and
Mhm.
um, kind of prove ourselves out there. And, it's kind of the whole wrestling world keeps evolving.
Definitely. So, like, I mean, you're in training. How long were you training before you had your first match?
I was training. I was 4 or 5 months into training when I had my first match, and I was kind of a fill-in for that match. It was supposed to be one of our other students at the time, but he had to back out, and I was the next up basically. It was for the POW Rumble to Regret in 2022,
Okay.
2022. And I had started training the start of September. So from then on to January was all the training I had up until that point.
Like, I mean, when you're kind of filling in as like a substitute for that, do you feel like it was not as much nerves building up to it because you didn't know that it was going to be you, or was there enough time that those nerves could build up?
A little bit. Like I was definitely nervous because
Yeah.
this is, what I've been working for. I didn't want to mess it up or have a bad performance, and I didn't know anything about wrestling. As much as I may have thought I did. Um, so I didn't know like how much this was gonna make or break my career. Like if I do bad, I'm never gonna get booked. Like
Mhm.
those are the thoughts you have. But also, I had worked up to that point to get there. So in the back of my mind, I kind of knew that it was like the time was right. I'm ready for this. I know that I can go out and like execute, and I think I did. I my first match I took a pop up back elbow from Calvin Tankman. So
Oh,
it's a that's an interesting way to start a career. I knew from that moment like I'm in for the ride.
yeah. And
Also something that I've not, I don't know if I've ever like talked about, like on anything. The day before my debut, I actually got in like a crazy car crash. There was like a ice storm in Portland the day before, and I was driving to work, and my car hit a patch of ice, and I started sliding. And I like, if I didn't pull off to the side, like I probably wouldn't have made it.
mhm.
But luckily, I pull off to the side, and I'm like trying to see if the snow will stop me. I end up barreling through like a guy's fence, completely wrecked my car. Like it was a brutal day. And then the next day I have my debut, and like I still have pictures of like the promo pics that I took at the show, and I could see like some of the scratches on my arm from like what had happened. Um, and I don't know, it's just like I could have backed out
Mhm.
because my car is total. It's kind of car accident. I'm a little shaken up. I was luckily fine. Like I didn't have to go to the hospital or anything, but I I didn't want to do that. I was already committed. I was like, hopefully this is gonna boost my spirits a little bit. The
Mhm.
fact that I'm now debuting in pro wrestling. But that was like, that was a crazy 2 days going from almost dying in a car accident basically to debuting for wrestling.
That's like quite the wide variety of emotions just in
Yeah,
24 hours.
for sure. It was a rough time, but also it was a really exciting time because I knew it was the start of my wrestling career.
You had mentioned the promo pictures and how you could see like the scratches still on there. And I think that's something that like you can always look back at that and be like, if you wouldn't have shown up for that day, you wouldn't be where you're at today?
Exactly.
So,
Exactly. Yeah, everything happens for a reason. Even I don't know if I want to say that happened for a reason. That was pretty unfortunate.
mhm.
But in the end, like everything, I think everything happens for a reason. And um, I think if I weren't to have gone that day, if I would have backed out, like things would be different. I don't know how, but
Definitely.
however they ended up this way, and I'm glad I was able to at least make it.
I want to ask because I mean, when you look out in the West Coast, there's a plethora of teams that have really made a name for themselves. Whether it's in BC, you've had your Sinner and Saints, the a state of emergency when they're around.
Sure.
Reloaded, all these great teams. I mean, Elliot, Tyler, Casey, Ferreira, and one name I always used to see on flyers, like, oh, this team's coming up was the Flaming Aces.
hmm
And I have to ask how you guys came to be a team.
It was just from training together. I remember the first time we were like we didn't have the idea at all. It wasn't anything
Okay.
that we had envisioned at all. Um, it had only happened because for Prestige, the Midnight Heat had some opponents that fell through, and Ricky got Will to let us, his students, wrestle him on a big platform like Prestige. Like we had no business being we had debuted that day in January, and I think that was the Prestige was in March. So this is only like 2 months removed from our debut.
Oh wow.
Um, and we got thrown together for that match because we were the two that were like the most ready at the time. We had like we were the only ones that had really debuted at the time, so they threw us together, and after that match, we kind of just realized that like maybe there's something here
Mhm.
with because like we were friends, like obviously like we trained together every week, like I saw him all the time, like we got along really well, um and so that had happened, and then Pow also had booked us as a tag team, and after the two of those, you're like, maybe this is our way of getting on shows right now. This is our way of
Mhm.
getting booked, and we kind of just decided we're gonna try this. And the Flaming Aces name came together kind of randomly, honestly. Like we had been spitballing a bunch of names back and forth. All of them were really bad until I don't know what inspired it, but I think it was just something about I think like just seeing a flaming hot Cheetos bag,
Yeah.
like something about the flaming was like was was catching my eye a little bit, and I couldn't really figure out why, and we kind of tossed it around back and forth, and I always have I used to play a lot of poker, like just like with my friends, like nothing like super serious, but I love poker and like poker imagery. I feel like there's a lot of creative things you could do with it.
Mhm.
And I don't know, it just that's it we just kind of put them together, and it kind of matched our like personality and our style a little bit, like the aces, like always betting on aces. Um and yeah, it kind of randomly came together, and it just stuck.
I mean, you guys teamed for quite a while, like a couple of years it seemed. Was there anything that you kind of wish you guys would have been able to do or teams you would have faced off against?
We've I mean, I wish we got to go out a little more, like to other states around the country, and like really try to get out more. It's tough with a tag team,
Mhm.
especially from a promoter standpoint. That's two people you got to pay for, right? Um, and we honestly we wrestled a lot of the teams that I wanted to wrestle. The big one was Sinner and Saint. I really wanted to wrestle them, and we finally got to an Invoke. That was really fun. State of Emergency, we never got to have a proper match with them. That would have been really fun. But we got to wrestle all the teams in the Pacific Northwest that I think we wanted to. Obviously, trying to think of some teams that we didn't wrestle that we would have wanted to. Obviously, like Busted in the Brain would have been. I tried to get that. Well, at the time, Jordan Oliver and Nick Wayne were teaming when me and
Yeah.
Zay were kind of starting to catch a little steam. I was trying to get that to happen. Um, but I'm now that the Flaming Aces is dead. Um, I am very satisfied and happy with the teams that we did get to wrestle, because we crossed most of the ones that we want to do off our bucket list. The ones that were feasible that could really happen.
Mhm. How does your mindset change now, going from predominantly tag team wrestling to the singles run you're currently on?
It's definitely interesting. It's an interesting change because you're so used to having that person to tag in and out and rely on, and like catch your breath. Honestly, that's been the biggest part, is not having that person to tag out so I can go catch my breath on the apron. um but now I just have to think, I have to be a little more tactful with what I do. I have to be a little more mindful of the fact that this is on me now, and I don't have to um I don't know how to describe it, but like I'm on my own now. Basically,
Mhm.
I don't have to bounce ideas off or get any kind of approval, or like if I think the idea is right, if I think the move is right, then I can do it now freely. But it's also a new game because I am wrestling a lot of predominantly singles wrestlers that have been a little more accustomed to wrestling singles matches, and am I'm still fresh in the singles game a little bit, but I've been doing okay so far.
Yeah.
I've been doing okay.
I'd say so. One thing I want to ask, and it's noticeable. Like if you go look on your social media or anything, you see, you'll always retweet the show flyers and stuff, and it'll be like, oh, this one's on IWTV, this one's on YouTube. I mean, quite a few promotions are really, getting onto the streaming. And I want to ask how that's helped you as a wrestler, especially in this day and age, because I mean, there are still promotions that don't record their stuff or anything. So how has the fact that, streaming is so readily available helped you out in wrestling?
I mean, it helps. It helps everyone. Honestly, it helps the show. It helps all the wrestlers. Like, I, my favorite way of shows that stream is on YouTube. I wish every show would stream on YouTube. It's just so accessible. It's free. It's easy to find. Um, but obviously, like there's IWTV, which is also great.
Mhm.
You just got to get behind the paywall,
Yes.
and but like it's great for me to be able to go back and watch my matches almost immediately and see things I missed or things I could have done better or just like overall things I could take away. But the reason I really like it that for me is because my family back home can watch me wrestle live
Mhm.
whenever the shows are streaming live because all my family is in New Hampshire. None of them can come to shows ever. Um, so they at least get to somewhat experience it live, um, as opposed to not seeing it at all.
Has your family been able to see you wrestle live yet or not yet?
They have seen me. Like my dad was
Okay.
there. My second match or my first. I think my second match. They've seen me. It's been a while though. I wrestled in Massachusetts like two or so years ago now, and I got to have my family come to that, which was really
Nice.
cool. Um, it's just the flights are expensive. It's hard to
Oh
get
yeah.
out to Oregon right now, especially across the country. So I wish they got to. They haven't seen me wrestle live in a while. I think I've improved a lot since the last time they've seen me live.
Might be time for your parents to check out
I'm
another match sometime
not.
soon. We've got to win that Powerball or whatever. I'll play the max
Yeah,
millions up
yeah, yeah,
here.
yeah. Powerball. I need
Um,
that.
one thing I want to ask you about, August 2nd, Pandemonium Pro Wrestling, the JoJo show.
Yes.
You're a part of that one. All the proceeds are going towards the family of Jordan Saint, who tragically passed away a few weeks ago. I want to ask what it means to you to be a part of this show, because I know Jordan touched a lot of people's lives in independent wrestling, and I think it's a great thing that what the show is doing.
For sure. It's really cool. It's obviously unfortunate circumstances that the show got is now a memorial show,
Mhm.
and I think it's great what Pandemonium's doing. Jordan was a really really nice guy. I had only met him one time. I met him in Vegas a couple months ago for the Pandemonium show, and like he was just super like full of energy, and like we were just meeting, but like the way he came up to me, it was like we had been homies for a while. So that was like I could already kind of tell that was the kind of person he was. Like he was just really down to earth and just like excited and just a fun dude. And it's like it's super sad everything that's happened, super unfortunate. And we were at DOA when we had seen the news about everything. Like a few of us knew Jordan. I remember like talking a lot with Amira about it, and it's just like it's crazy. Like
Mhm.
it's crazy how you never know like when the last time you'll ever see someone is, and that was the first time we had met, and he definitely like left an impact on me. 'Cause, in Vegas during Mania Week, you're meeting a lot of people. It's hard to remember a face or remember a name, but he definitely stuck out to me. And now
Mhm.
that getting to do this big show in Texas for him, like super sweet, super awesome. I'm really excited to be a part of it, and um, I hope a lot of people get to come out and donate, and the fact that it's going to Jordan's family, like it's amazing. I'm just very thankful to Pandemonium, and I
Definitely.
know a lot of other people are too, but they are really doing a lot for Jordan's family, it seems like, and it's a great cause. And yeah,
Sure.
long live JoJo.
Oh yeah. Um, I want to ask. I mean, you mentioned the match with Sinner and Saint, one that you're, proud of. Are there other matches that you're exceptionally proud of that really stand out to you?
For tag matches, definitely that one. There were a few we had with the Midnight Heat that, like, every time we wrestled the Midnight Heat, it was great. Like,
Mhm.
they are on another level all the time. I don't think people realize just like how good they are sometimes. Um, uh, Definitely a match that sticks out. With it was them, us, and the Suavecitos at
Mhm.
Prestige. That was one of my favorite matches we ever got to have. Um, Definitely a lot of matches with the Hammer Brothers. I'd say the Hammer Brothers were kind of our wrestling soulmates for a while. Every time we wrestled them, it was like we were trying to top the last time we had done it. We had like tons of awards with them. We won the tag team championships from them. They had won them from us. We've gone back and forth. We just recently had a ladder match a couple months ago. I got chokeslammed through a ladder. I don't recommend that. That sucked. Um, but um, Definitely proud of that ladder match that we had with the Hammer Brothers, and
Mhm.
just a lot of the matches we had with the Hammers in general.
I can't imagine what's going through your mind, as you're falling onto a ladder. So just,
Yeah, there's not much.
oh.
I think if I had a thought there, I would have not done it.
um, so I always like to ask for a match recommendation. So one that you are personally a fan of, and it could be any wrestlers, any promotions, any streaming service, one you're a fan of, you think the listeners should go check out.
One that we actually watched at the school maybe like a month or so ago. It was Walter versus Jordan Devlin. Um, I think it was WXW. I can't remember like what the promotion was, but it was like their big finale match
Mhm.
to the rivalry that they had. I didn't really know much about it, but the match is amazing, and the big part of it is the crowd. Like, the crowd really makes that match like a special kind of environment, and that those are always my favorite kind of matches. Is like the ones where the crowd is almost like also a storyteller within the match, which, a lot of that's kind of, you kind of want that all the time, but all the time it's not going to happen.
Mhm.
But there's certain times when everyone is engaged, like, they're biting on everything, um, that one was a good one to go back and just like look at the little things that they're doing, and the reason that they're doing them, and then just like the environment of the crowd is crazy. That's one to definitely go back
Definitely.
and watch.
So what I've started doing the past few episodes is 5 random questions. 5 questions, just no rhyme or reason to them. They don't really pertain to wrestling, but I figure we'll have a little bit of fun. So,
So
all right, first question. What is your favorite chicken wing flavor?
I'm gonna have to say buffalo.
Okay.
It's a pretty base game, but I close second garlic parmesan. They're right by where I live. Shout out Slim's, best chicken wings I've ever had.
All right. See, I like the Garpar, and I'm a salt and pepper kind of guy. So I mean,
Okay, like dry
very
rub.
a dry rub, yeah,
Okay, I can get with a dry rub. I
yeah.
can get with that.
Okay. You have to pick one to live with permanently. Crumbs always in your bed or sand always in your shoe?
Hmm.
Yep.
I think I'm gonna have to. Oh man. Okay. Is the sand like falling out of the shoe?
Not
Like
falling,
always?
but it's noticeable in your shoe.
It's okay. It's like a noticeable weight.
Yeah.
Okay. I think. Can I eat, like, are the crumbs bad? Can I eat the crumbs? Can I slowly pick away at the crumbs?
If you would like to, you can.
I might have to go crumbs because I think that's a solvable problem.
What is one musician you've always wanted to see but never have?
And Mac Miller, R.I.P. I had tickets to go see his last tour, And then he passed away. That was the one I wanted. I just recently saw Kid Cudi. That was one that I was really trying to cross off my list. Um, but Mac Miller for sure.
The first two Kid Cudi albums I think are absolutely fantastic.
I still listen to him. When I was 16, I in my first car I didn't have like a cable for the aux or anything like that, so I had to buy CDs.
Mhm.
And I had Man on the Moon. That was like the one of the only CDs I had, and I was doing a pizza delivery, so I would be listening to it just nonstop, just delivering pizzas.
Did you ever hear his like side project he did, the WZRD?
No, I don't think
Okay,
so.
it's like almost like a rock album he does.
Mm.
And there's a cover of that he did from Where Did You Sleep Last Night that Nirvana made famous. It's fantastic.
Okay,
I'll
but
send you a link
I know
afterwards.
he did Speed and Bullet to Heaven, and
Mhm.
fans weren't feeling that one.
No.
Um, but okay,
Yeah.
what was it called?
I don't know if it's Wizard or WZRD. They put out one album and that was it.
Oh, okay. I definitely know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I haven't listened to it in full though.
Okay. If you could go to dinner with one Muppet, who are you choosing?
One Muppet. I'm going with Beaker.
Solid choice. You're the second
I don't
person to
know. I
pick
don't know
Beaker.
why, but I feel like that would be the most enjoyable.
Beaker and Miss
Or
Piggy have
Chef, maybe Chef.
the chef. Beaker and Miss Piggy have gotten the most votes so far. So
Really, that's
yeah,
funny.
yeah.
That's interesting.
Um, last question: which horror movie villain would you most likely have a chance of survival against?
Hmm. Okay, this is a recent movie. Are we counting Obsession as a horror movie?
We can.
I think I could survive that.
Yeah. Okay.
I think I could survive that.
I've yet to see it. I've heard stories. It's on my to watch list on my streaming.
For
But
sure, watch it.
yeah, I've heard it's good.
It was a really good movie. It had me messed up for a few hours for sure.
Okay.
But I won't spoil anything since you haven't seen it. But I think I think I'm surviving this scenario
Okay.
somehow.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know.
I've got to have that, and I'm waiting for Backrooms to go up there as well.
I haven't
Just
seen
want,
Backrooms. I don't know any of the Backrooms lore, so I've been told if you don't know the Backrooms lore, like don't even bother.
yeah, a guy at work has been kind of explaining it to me, but I still think there's a lot more to it. But
I don't know if I don't know if I like the fact that like uh I need prep to like go see a movie. Like I need lore prep to me before I can
yeah,
go understand this movie. I don't know if I like that.
it may take away a little bit, but
Yeah.
I'm making a point of trying to watch more movies this like summer. I've got a couple already done. So I saw Devil Wears Prada 2, which was okay, and took the fan of that.
I haven't seen it. I'm not much of a movie guy. Like I like movies.
Yeah.
I don't not like movies. I'm just not I I think say I got ADHD or something. Like I get fidgety, like I can't sit still for that long.
Well,
Unless I'm super engaged.
yeah, like I would love to go to the theater more, but I'm not paying that much when I
That
know
too.
that like I can watch it at home, and if it's boring, turn it off or go on my phone. So, but
Exactly. Yeah, you're at the movie theater, like you kind of feel obligated to stay.
yeah, you've already paid that much. You got to finish the
Yeah.
popcorn.
Yeah, that's just
Um, upcoming shows. I know you have one on the 8th against Jaden, but where else are you going to be in the near future that people can check you out at?
so yep, the 8th for DOA. I'll be so DOA is running 4 shows this month. I'll be at that one. I'll be at the 25th in Portland. I'll be at the 26th in Independence. We have POW this month. I'm also wrestling Jaden there. This guy just can't stay away from me apparently. Um man, they're gonna be so mad at me. I forget what the day is. I know it's this month though, in Eugene. August 3rd, obviously the JoJo show in
Mhm.
Austin, Texas. It's a really exciting one. Um, that's kind of it for the near future that I can think of. Obviously, we have OPW now. OPW is coming back next month. I think I want to say July 29th. Um, I don't know what I'm doing on that yet, but I will be there.
Yes.
Other than that, I'm just, still kind of trying to get out more as a singles because people liked booking the Flamin' Aces, and now it's on me to get out and uh, wrestle more places now that I'm on my own. So
Yeah.
I'm looking to do that a lot more.
Hell yeah. If people want to get a hold of you, if they want to find you on social media, where can they find you?
I'm on Instagram. I'm on X. It's at Spencer Scott Pro. You can find me on YouTube, IWTV, Google, hopefully. Yeah, you can find me on all social medias. Merch on shopopw.com on the OPW website.
That is the nice
And
hat.
yeah, you can find me. I did, yeah, right.
That's
we
a
got some good
solid
merch
hat.
too. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie.
that's good. Spencer, thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it.
Of course, man. Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you to Spencer. Thank you for checking out the podcast. I say it every time. I always say it. I truly appreciate you taking time out of your day to listen to me talk wrestling. If it's your first time listening, you can find me on all social media at Grainmaker Wrestling Podcast, up on all podcasting platforms, and up on YouTube, which hopefully you're watching this up on YouTube now. If you're not listening to it on podcast, I'm just going to ramble. So you know what I'm saying. But thanks for checking out the podcast. We'll talk soon. Grainmaker.